Chad the Bird!
Humans, nothing thrills us in the animal kingdom more than watching you throw down during a game. Electric competition, heartbreaking defeats, and hallowed victories, not to mention the trash talk. Why, I've seen a human grandmother of 84, manicotti in the oven, Hummels on the doilies, chew out a TV like a sailor with his dick caught in a winch, with a stream of curse so dark you'd think she was summoning a Lovecraftian elder god because the Packers were down by 4. Nona to hockey hooligan in 0.6 seconds. Nothing gets the blood up in you hominids like the glorious sports. Now, granted, we in the kingdom tend to avoid humans when your hypertension is being tested, because that makes you mad in the eye and ready to tear into several species, batter, fried, and sauced. Just send a drone to chew level at a Buffalo Wild Wings during any bowl, and you'll know how it feels to be young and fuzzy nearby hungry humans, hands deep in the loaded fry basket, champing hot cheese with an orc-like intensity, needing order to glance sideways and note that you're within seasoning distance. But hard competition in your fever and fervor means you're not looking under the table over your shoulder near the chips. So it's our best chance at grub and crunchy snacks cost-free. So just know, when you see the crows gathering at your quinceanera, we're not there to pay our respects. We're waiting to attack what's left of the Papas Bravas. But in the case of September 6th, 2024, we could hold our own without worry of becoming a nacho topping. Now, those were a lot of words. But that's because we're talking about chess, the thinking humans game, the game of kings. Whilst the rest of you humans were fighting for glory on the court, in the ring, or in the field, the kids with seasonal allergies took to the boards and threw down without even having to be in the same room, same state, same time zone, hence all the empty Red Bulls on the desk. Chess has been around since the 7th century, you figure. Who knows? They didn't have blogs back then. Best you can figure it started in India, though many of you think it's Egypt. That is a different game called Senate, which translates to the game of passing. It's the oldest board game you've found so far. It's so old that you don't even know how it was played, which is why you always save the book. Knucklebones was also super popular in the before times. You know it as jacks. They were calling it knucklebones because the pieces were made from the talus or knucklebones of sheep, furthering and reinforcing my point that sports make you hungry. Keep your wings away from their mouths, my avian brothers, and let the games begin. Tic-tac-toe goes back to 1300 BC in Egypt, but the Romans stole it, like everything else, and made it into tourney lapoli, which means 3 pebbles at a time. In medieval India, they were jamming out a little crazy cross and circle game where you run around the board based on how you roll these shells, the largest you can get being 25, which in Hindi is pachis, which is where it gets its name. Pachisi, which becomes parcheesi, which becomes sorry, ushering in the era of the pop-o-matic bubble so your family can get it out on the board instead of actually dealing with their problems. That's not fun. This is America. But we're not here to give you trivia answers for days. Nay, we're going to talk about chess. Sorry for the info dump. I'm a bird. It's what I do. Checkers go back to the Mesopotamians. Chess goes back to this Indian game called chaturanga. It means 4 limbs. Yes, it's a yoga thing too. Yes, there are yoga tournaments. Yes, that's like getting yelled at for hitting someone in a bumper car. Yes, you have that too. It's called dodgems. It's fucking lame. You came for blood. The forearms refer to the 4 branches of the army. Horse, which becomes the knight, elephant, the bishop, chariot, the rook, and foot, the foot soldier becomes the pawn. All protecting the king, because you got to protect the king. He can't do shit. He just cha-cha slides back and forth on the board like a drunk ant at a wedding. Anyway, eventually the Persians back in the day introduced a little warning system for when your king was about to be captured because the game would just end, and that's not enough drama, because that's what you're really hungry for. The snacks are just a way to cope. Don't stop doing that, by the way. Keep your heads in the game. This becomes checkmate. And then thanks to the Silk Road, it makes its journey east and west, yada, yada, Europe, kings, Whigs, couple 2,000-3,000 years. Wilhelm Steinitz takes on Johann Zuckertort in the first recognized world chess champion in 1886. 1957, Bobby Fischer wins 8 U.S. championships at the age of 11. And then at 21, gets the first and only perfect score in 1964. All of this paving the way for Anna Taylor-Joy to make it look sexy. And now, here we are, 2024. While you were all concerned about elections, wars, fall, a tournament of champions was brewing neath your feet across the pond, starting almost 2 years ago to the day, but you only think about yourselves. September 4th, 2022, Magnus Carlsen. Yeah, it sounds like he was named after his dad, who was actually a transformer. The Norwegian Mozart of chess 5-time world champion, world rank number for one for a decade with an ELU score of 2882, which is the highest in history. ELU is the scale that determines the strength of the players, named after the physics professor Arpad ELU. Keep up. If you can handle fucking DraftKings, you can fucking follow this. Lost to the new kid, Hans Niemann, whose ELU score exploded from 2484 to 2688 in less than a year, in a third-round defeat in the Sinkfield Cup in St. Louis. This is highly unusual, obviously, because Niemann is a new kid and Magnus is a World Cup champion 5 times. He's a bigger deal than Bobby Fischer, the best in the world. And Niemann came at him like Logan Paul, saying suddenly he's the shit. And he proved it. Now, chess is known as the sport of kings, but that doesn't mean kings aren't petty as shit. Magnus withdrew from the tournament before round 4 and tweeted an infamous clip of Portuguese soccer manager Jose Mourinho saying, quote, "I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble." Tweet meaning he thought Niemann cheated. Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura weighs in saying that he knows Niemann was banned from prize money tournaments on chess.com for cheating. Chess.com is what it is. Sometimes things just are what they are. Rankings, filings, matches, sports. Niemann comes forward and says, okay, yeah, I did cheat in some of those chess.com matches, but I was 12 years old. Yeah, I'm only 19, but I've changed. And I've never cheated in an over-the-boards tournament, which is what it is. Keep up. Chess.com makes a statement. The people running it, not the program. We're not there yet. Stay sharp. The robots are really good at chess, though. On September 8th, they will ban Niemann from the website because Niemann does not represent the, quote, amount of seriousness of his cheating on chess.com. Later that month, in the Julius Baer tournament, Carlsen and Niemann were supposed to team up in their first meeting since the match, but Carlsen resigns, which in chess is the cattiest shit in the world, because all you have to do is move your piece once, call it like a mic drop, but bitchier. This shocks the chess world, which you think would be hard because it's chess, but you gotta understand, this is the game of kings. Buttholes are so tight, you couldn't even get a hamster to spelunk in there just to say that they did. Then, Carlsen tweets that Niemann wasn't even tense when he was playing, making him even more sus. Niemann sues Carlsen for $100 million for defamation, claiming Chess.com was in league with him to ban him. They settle, and Chess.com comes forward with a statement. And they're like, well, okay, yeah, so he never really did cheat over the board. That's our bad. It's all good, right? We're cool, right? And I know what you're thinking. How the fuck do you cheat at chess? Well, chess commentator Eric Hansen joked that you could use, and this is true, quote, vibrating anal beads. Which, if you want to go down that thread of thought, works like this. Bluetooth-activated beads could vibrate in accordance to a chess-playing computer to give you the codes to move your pieces the best way. That complicated bit of mental gymnastics just seems so fucking weird and unlikely because you're already playing chess. It's fucking complicated enough. But it made sense to Elon Musk, who retweeted this theory and then deleted it, except it was on X, which is Twitter to everybody but Elon Musk. But then the anal bead theory was picked up by Piers Morgan. Shocking that the idea that it couldn't possibly be that this kid's just good at chess. It has to be a vibrating ass ball conspiracy. Would even wash with Piers Morgan, but he actually asked Niemann in an interview on his show if he, quote, ever used anal beads while playing chess. To which Niemann responded, your curiosity is a bit concerning, you know. Maybe you're personally interested, but I can tell you no. And then, 2 years later, almost to the day, thanks to the Speed Chess Championship round of 16 bracket, Carlsen and Niemann faced off in the semifinals, which happened last night in France. Magnus comes in, no headphones. Hans wearing 2 pairs of headphones. Looks like 20 minutes for them to get dialed in because they were playing online but in the same room so we could watch, and no one could do anything weird except wear 2 pairs of headphones and look like they both had to shit for 3 rounds of chess. Over 100,000 watched this thrilling game of desktop office cubicle chess, not since Jimmy Woods took on Maura Grissom and that fucking Lucas in the debut of Super Mario 3 in the video Armageddon in 1989. Have we been so confused and electrified in a championship? Magnus opens with B3, takes it slow. Hans plays D5, reverse London system, spitting in Carlsen's face, because Carlsen made the London system popular in his arsenal. Magnus double finchettos. That's cursive talk for hitting your bishop in the right spot for it to juice up and go beast mode in the middle game. Magnus sacrifices a rook, losing early on, echoing St. Louis, but oh shit! Niemann blunders a rook. Magnus wins match 1. And around 1 a.m. Parisian time, Magnus maintains his lead, winning the semifinals, beating Niemann in a rather unsatisfactory victory from a writing standpoint, but from a victory nevertheless for chess. And yeah, us in the animal kingdom may not fully get what's going on, let alone even understand what chess is, which I do not. I'm tiny and I'm easily snackable, so I'm anxious by default. I can barely hang out for a pic for the gram, let alone understand chess. But to those that do know and care, this was every bit as exciting as a Super Bowl cage match or anything in Todd Holland's classic The Wizard from '89. But it don't matter what you're getting hyped, hemmed, hawed, and happed up for, as long as you keep your snacking over the boards. Thank you. I love you. Good night.
Yowza. Let's give it up for the amazing chat.
Nailed it.